In the spring of 1922, one of the cables came loose and hit me. I was thrown into a post, broke my nose, and badly cut my head. I recovered quickly and soon returned to work. I used to kill pigeons feeding around the boxcars and give them to other mill workers to eat.
I tell you, between Henry Billis, Plessy, and Charles Glasgow, you could have eaten well, right? Between the pigeons and the vegetables. So a lot of birds and vermin are attracted to the wheat car. Okay, this is Henry right here. Okay, tell us about your life.
I worked in packing and loading much longer than average, from 1888 until 1920. That's over 32 years. I was in charge of the Midnight Speed Kings, the fastest group of packers in Minneapolis. Wait, am I reading the right? Yeah. Our 6-man crew on the night shift could pack more flour than anyone else, often in the 140-pound sacks. Packing sacks and loading them onto the train cars were considered the toughest jobs in the mill. The A mill made almost 2 million pounds of flour to pack each day.
Oh my gosh, so most people, after they'd done this for a year or two, they moved up to a job that wasn't so physically exhausting, but you loved it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
couldn't get enough of it.
I know.
I bet you had races every night of how much you could do.
I was one.
Yeah.
I immigrated to Minnesota from Czechoslovakia and lived in the neighborhood known as Bohemian Flats, just down the river from the mills. I packed flour at Washburn Crosby from 1911 to 1919. Although the 5th floor was known as no man's land, that didn't stop us from socializing with the men who worked at the mill. I married Joseph Sklar, a mechanic at the mills, in 1919. Since most married women didn't work outside the home, I quit the mill when I got married.
Yeah, so that was back then.
Okay, so I directed the sack cleaning department in the basement of the utility building. Flour sacks from bakeries were returned to the mill where we cleaned them with a high-powered vacuum so that they could be reused. My men could clean 600 sacks an hour. That's 2 million sacks a year. And there were only 8 of us. We certainly helped keep this mill running. I had a successful career at the mill, but I am most famous for my encounter with the hungry manhood.
Okay, so don't push that again. Okay. So he worked.
The largest belt in Minneapolis, maybe even the world. I was in charge of the huge belt that brought wheat from elevator number 1 into the Washburn Crosby mills. The belt could carry 12,000 bushels of wheat every hour. That's the same weight as 124 Cadillac
Escalades.
I was born in Wisconsin, but I lived and worked here for 19 years. I finally retired when I was 84 years old.
Abilities was to keep the gold medal flour sign lit. I climbed the ladder to check the lights every day, whether it was 95 degrees or 20 degrees below zero.
Okay, hold on. Can you guys see the ladder up there? Okay.
Each letter in the sign was 8 feet tall, and each sign had 670 small light bulbs. The lights didn't last very long, and I had to replace a few light bulbs every couple of days.
Someone dropped their phone.
No broken bones whatsoever.
No, it's all down.